Jamaica's Tina Clayton. The shocking statement track experts said about her. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, are you ready? Yep, good to go. It is shocking what certain experts within the track and field realm have said about Tina Clayton. What these track experts, who are primarily scouts, now scouts are the individuals who leave the universities overseas and sometimes locally, or professional teams to look for upcoming talent. You have scouts in football, track and field, any major discipline, you have scouts. Now, most of the track and field scouts who come to Jamaica over the last 4 to 5 years, who were pointed in the direction of Tina Clayton and her sister Tia Clayton, showed no interest in Tina Clayton, no interest in signing her. In fact, they were more interested in other athletes. Now, there is a reason for this. In other words, what I'm saying to you is that most of these overseas track and field coaches believe that Tina Clayton has no real future as a sprinter. Yes, you heard me right. They believe that Tina Clayton has no real future as a sprinter. Now, Tina Clayton just successfully defended her 100-meter under 20 world title in fantastic style in Cali, Colombia, and in the process set a new national record for the island of Jamaica on the 20 girls 100 meters, well, women's 100 meters, as well as cemented her place as one of the top 2 fastest juniors on the 20 in the world for the 2022 season. Tina Clayton's remarkable 10.95 makes her the fastest under 20 athlete in the history of Jamaica, female over the 100 meters. And of course, just like you probably are, maybe your jaws are dropped after that statement. I was shocked when I heard this. I mean, I heard this from industry insiders. And in fact, at first, I took about 2 months to even write this, do this video, because I said that can't be true. However, I did confirm that yes, they were not interested, and many of them still believe, even after running 10.95, that Tina Clayton has no real future as a sprinter. Now, we're going to explain to you why in a few. Now, many of you, of course, do know that Tina Clayton set the previous national record at the finals of the national trials in Kingston, Jamaica, which sent her to successfully defend her world under 20 100 meter title up there in Cali, Colombia. So let me explain to you and break down to you why some of these overseas scouts have no interest in Tina Clayton and believe she has no real future as a sprinter. There is a norm, so to speak, in most industries, meaning most industries has a look, etc., sound, depending on the industry. Now, in track and field and women's sprint, there is a norm. If you look at Elaine Thompson-Herah, a Karika Hill, a Brianna Liston, a Merlene Otti, Flojo, etc. Most of these women are built around the same way. They're not very stocky. They're more slender. They're not very tall, but they're lean. If you get what I'm trying to say to you. The theory is these women tend to make better sprinters and have a longer lifespan as sprinters. Now conversely, Tina Clayton is stocky, thick thighs, legs, etc. So she would more fit the norm. She would be the outlier. She would not be the norm. These scouts are of the opinion that the young female athlete, sprinter in particular, needs to look like an Elaine or a Flojo. And because Tina Clayton is a more stockily built individual, they believe that she will only get stockier and stockier, which would slow her down. So they believe she has raw speed, but they think she has no real future because of her genetic makeup. Now I know you're going to shake your heads and say, "Wow, that's insane." But there is kind of some logic to it because, like I said, in most industries, there is a norm. In anything you do, there's going to be a norm, but the norm isn't always the best option. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. This will not be the first time in history that so-called experts within the genre, within the industry, have believed that they think that a person will not be able to run fast because of their physical makeup. In this instance, they believe that Tina Clayton is just stocky and thick, and that will eventually slow her down. But many of you may not remember this, but the fastest man alive over the 100 and 200 meters all time, the remarkable Usain Bolt, it was believed by many an expert that he simply could not sprint because of his physical structure. Basically, they said he was too tall. In a BBC article, Great Britain's sprinter Craig Pickering, this was on the 29th of August 2015, said, let me quote, "But even among top sprinters, Bolt stands out, and this is partly because of his height. Quote, Bolt is a genetic freak because being 6 feet 5 inches tall means he shouldn't be able to accelerate at the speed he does given the length of his legs," end quote, says former Great Britain sprinter Craig Pickering. So even Usain Bolt, the fastest man who has ever lived over the 100 and 200 meters, and I think may stay that way for quite some time, they thought he was too tall to run. Look, people, you're going to always have individuals who have an opinion, Nothing is wrong with your opinion. And in many instances, you may be correct if you follow the norm. But the truth is there are going to always be outliers. I believe that these people are completely wrong. I think Tina Clayton, particularly having gone to the guru, Stephen Francis himself, if there's any issue regarding her getting thick, that's easy. Hard gym work, proper dieting, she'll remain thin. In fact, I've heard some of you say the same thing about Brianna Williams. Someone once said to me that she was just too thick, and I was like, what? Look, there's going to always be an outlier. If the fastest man who has ever lived all time is 6'5", and up until he started to run, it was believed that this was genetically impossible. You might not know this now, but at one point they thought it was genetically impossible for a man to run faster than 10.70. So, you're going to always have individuals who have an opinion. My opinion is Tina Clayton, at age 18, just turning age 18 in the last couple of weeks, running 10.95, if she remains focused, will be one of the greatest sprinters we have ever produced. I mean, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is tiny, people. She is about 4 feet 10 inches tall. That is not necessarily supposed to be in her favor either. You're going to always have outliers, and you cannot afford to let what people tell you impact you always in a negative way. So I just wanted to share this shocking fact that some of these top scouts from overseas have stated. Now, I don't know if any scout in Jamaica ever saying the same thing, but this belief that because Tina is stocky and thick at this age, she will only get slower and she has no future. I believe this is completely wrong. I think she's an outlier, and she will become an amazing sprinter should she stay focused. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts. Were you as shocked as I was when I first heard this theory? I really want to know. What are your thoughts? Do you think that they're correct, or do you think they're blowing smoke? Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Remember, you're royals, kings and queens. Bless up!